In this video, I'll show you how to create event response ads so that you can promote your business events or any other types of events that you might have to promote for your business or as a marketer. Now, the way to do this is pretty simple. What you want to do is you want to select engagement as the objective and then go with event responses. So your entire campaign objective will be optimized towards getting you more event responses. That's pretty much the most important part. You can do it in other ways, but don't. That's the right way. And you need to, let's name our campaign, and we'll call this one Halloween because I'm recording this on Halloween, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to do anything, and we have our Halloween event responses campaign. Now on the ad set level, you don't have anything specific for your events. Now events, however, especially physical events, are similar to local ads. So what you want to do is you want to select your exact location where you are going to be promoting that. So let's say I'm going to hold this event at our favorite White House, and if you are going to hold the event there, and maybe people up to from 15 kilometers can come and celebrate Halloween at the White House, right? So that's what you want to do in the targeting. And again, if your reach is too big, maybe it's not for people who are above 65. So let's say for people up to 55, we can kind of narrow that audience down, and or maybe we are doing a party for a bit of a younger audience, and so let's say 300,000 is going to be good. Now the main part of these campaigns is here in the ad. So let's name it. This is going to be our Halloween campaign, and our offer is the Halloween party, and our copy is going to be pretty much the same. And we are going to go with this scary creative. So first of all, you need to select your Facebook page as always. We'll go with our business page, and then we want to create our ad. Here is the important part where you need to add your event. So first of all, we have to create that event. And just to avoid you the confusion, a lot of people get confused by this. So here you get something that's called Events Manager. This is actually for the tracking events. So you don't want to go there to create an actual event. What you want to do is you want to go to your business page. And once you are there, you need to create your event from there. So we go here to events, and we're just going to create a new event for this one. Now, how you create your event really matters. So you have to have a nice photo and maybe get a designer to fix that up for you. Then we are going to give it a name. This will be Masters Academy Halloween Party. Now here you have some important options. In case you're creating an online event, you will get the option to have a Facebook Live, an external link to your stream, or you want to provide any types of other instructions. So in this case, we're going to hold an offline event, and the address of that will be our favorite White House. And so we'll give it a description for this year. Yay! Now in your description, it's generally recommended to provide people with details about how they can go to the event, who they need to contact if they can't find the specific location, and if they need to do any other things, if you have a dress code, if they have to be prepared in some way or anything like that, make sure to mention it in the description. Now, the things that you don't put in the description is the agenda, because there you can do that here in the schedule. Now, you have to select the category. In our case, this will be a party. Now, it will happen only once, but you can have recurring events. For example, if you are a bar and you have every Thursday you're doing a house party, then you can make it a weekly event, or have any custom occurrence that happens every third Wednesday of the month or whatever. In this case, this will happen only once, and it starts at 9 o'clock and ends up at 6 p.m. Or 6 a.m. We party until late. Now, if you do have co-hosts, you can add them. That's pretty self-explanatory. Now, here is where you add your schedule. And let's say we'll have a live concert by the Beatles, and then we can add another. This will happen at 9, and let's say at 10 o'clock we will have a live performance by the Rolling Stones. Great. And so now that agenda is going to make it very clear to everyone who visits your event what's going to happen, and it's going to be displayed very nicely. We can provide some keywords. So let's say this is a party, and it is child friendly or a volunteer opportunity. You don't want to do that in our case, because it's neither child friendly nor a volunteer opportunity. And now here we have some options about the admission. First of all, if people need to make a reservation, this is where you do that, and you have to enter the maximum amount of people that can visit, and a person can make a reservation for up to 10 people, for example. You can also add some questions that people need to answer. I'm not going to do that right now. And you can also enable the messenger to allow people to message the business page about their reservation. This is almost always a good idea, unless you're making a party for like 17,000 people. But even then, you might have a support staff that can handle that. Then in case you have you need people to buy tickets, like from a service like Eventbrite, where you're actually selling your tickets, or if you're selling them on your website, you can send them a URL where they can buy the tickets. In this case, we're not going to have any tickets. And these are important options over here. First of all, you want to decide if you want to allow everyone to post on your event. Sometimes it's cool for smaller events to spark discussions and so on, but sometimes if it's too big of an event, it can be a bit dangerous, because you know, when you get a large group of people in one place, internet trolling can become a real thing. Then you can enable the messaging, and again, this is also very important. If you are making a big event or some kind of a private event, or a more exclusive event with special guests and so on, sometimes you don't want to display the guest list. Or if your location itself is a very exclusive restaurant, and let's say people like Johnny Depp and you know, famous people go there, you really don't want to display the guest list because they wouldn't want that. And so it's again up to you. You can either publish or schedule the event, In this case, I will publish it. You can also save it as a draft and you can still use it in your campaign. Right, now that our event is created, can't create the event. Why? Maybe it's our address again. So let's change that address and change it to our office. That should work. Yep. Obviously, we can't create events at the White House. Now, this is another thing that, just like boosting posts, you do not want to be boosting events in this way, right? Just not good. Very, very bad. Because creating the type of campaign that I'm showing you now is just better in a lot of ways. So we can go back to Ads Manager right now. First of all, we can copy the link of our event and put it over here and select that event. So now our ad is going to present our event, and feel free to join our Halloween party at the Masters office. Right, and this is how these ads look generally. So you can say that you are interested, and basically the idea of these ads is that they are optimized to get you the more event responses or RSVPs. Now, what you can do at the ad set level is here. You can also do the social hack that I showed you earlier with the dark posts. So you can first generate a lot of engagement for your event for just a few pennies, maybe for $10–20, and then you can promote your event later on. This is something that people do, but generally you want to leave that to event responses to get people to sign up for your event. But you can also kind of build the social hype a little bit first, because people really don't want to go to events that are not going to be attended by anyone. Have that in mind when you are promoting your events. And just like anything else, you can test different variations, different copies, and other options. And later on, as I'll show you, you can also use dynamic creatives to promote that. So this is pretty much it. These ads work very well when you have actual events to promote, and they get you lots of event interest. And make sure, if you are selling tickets or require reservations, to just set up the correct options. You can definitely experiment with using the engagement hack that I showed you earlier to build some social hype for the event first, and then get to event response ads, just to build up your post a little bit, and then you can start going for the event responses. Now, there are also some very important and very cool options that you can take advantage of when actually promoting events. The first one is the ticket sales integrations. So if you are creating an event that is connected to a event sales system like Eventbrite, you can connect your Eventbrite account, set up your pixel over there, and then as a campaign objective, you get the option to select ticket sales. This is pretty much the best option if you really want to sell tickets. the cool part is that people can actually purchase the tickets without leaving Facebook. So the websites that have an integration currently for event ticket sales are Eventbrite, EventB, and Shopify. So you can actually set up your event ticket sales on Shopify and use a simple Shopify checkout. Now, there is a very nice article by Social Media Examiner that says Facebook event ads to sell tickets. You can copy the link from over here, and that will allow you to see this option over here. Let me just find it for you. Yep. So you can have an event where when people click on the tickets, they can buy tickets directly, and by clicking the Get Tickets button, they can get them straight from Facebook. This is cool part number one. And cool part number two is that you can actually set up your pixel with Eventbrite, and they have a tutorial here on how to do that, and you can do that with Shopify as well. And you can have event sales as your campaign objective, which is a lot better than the RSVPs and the simple attendance. So what you want to do is, if you are using one of these platforms, you can definitely do that. And you can also consider using one of these platforms so that you get better ticket sales with your Facebook campaigns. Now, the next very important thing that I want to show you about event promotions is the fact that you can get really creative with the custom audiences. So if you go to Audience Manager, you will see some very nice options over here. So if we create a new custom audience, you will see that events is one of the Facebook source options. So what you can do is you can select people who have responded with going or interested to your event and maybe create a reminder campaign. You can select people who have responded or were interested, or people who have engaged or purchased tickets for a past event of yours. So let's say I will select my page over here. And you can select a specific event. In this case, that would be our Halloween party. Generally, these pop up over here. And since we don't have anyone who purchased anything for that event, you can select your events over here, and then you can choose one of these options to create very, very interesting audiences. You can also target people who have interacted with your page, people who have visited your website, or people who generally follow you and their friends, people who have responded with going or interested, or people who have entered the ticket purchase flow. This is a very cool way to create a remarketing campaign. So maybe people saw your event but did not purchase it immediately, and then this will allow you to create a remarketing campaign, maybe use some of the offers that I told you about, and so on, that you can use to sell more tickets on Facebook. And this is pretty much very, very cool. Another thing that you can use is and that really works well with promoting events is your Instagram and Facebook followers, right? So if you have people who have interacted with your Facebook or Instagram page, the so-called engagers that we studied during the targeting section, you can use those, and they will be a much better audience than your average cold targeting options, even if they are very well targeted. So people who know you are more likely to attend your event. And especially if you are holding events regularly, then you're going to build up an audience that will attend your events. Now, once people sign up for your event, you often get their customer data. So advertising to your customer list could also be a very good option for promoting events, and you should always keep those in mind so that you can get better performance out of your campaigns. Now, additionally, if you have connected your ticket sales event through the Facebook pixel, what you can do as well is experiment with conversion campaigns. So currently I can't show you this because I don't have an Eventbrite account and I don't have that event set up in my pixel. But as you guys can see, you can do that over here and you can see how that's done, and you can see some of their suggestions as well on some of the custom audiences that you can create for Facebook events. It's a pretty good article, this one. And what you can do is you can create a conversions campaign instead of an engagement campaign for your event. And then over here at the ad set level, you can select the Eventbrite event for ticket sales, which is good because a lot of people actually purchase tickets from there, and it's kind of a non-standard, but in a way standard event. And you can also experiment if a conversions campaign focused on your ticket sales will get you a better results than an event responses campaign for promoting your event. Now, another thing that you need to know is that once you create your event and you connect it to Eventbrite, when you boost your event, here on the top, you will get an objective option, and that will allow you to boost the post with event ticket sales as an option. And it will say something like sell more tickets or get more event responses, and you want to select sell more tickets to basically sell more tickets. But that only becomes available once you create the integration and you connect your Eventbrite account or Shopify account or so on to be able to sell the tickets inside of Facebook, right? Very, very important to know. Both the sales of tickets and the custom audiences that you can create around events are really, really awesome and will help you improve your performance overall. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about event response ads on Facebook. And I'll see you guys in the next video, as always.